at all in between these sessions?
No, just go straight.
Yep, we're streaming. Hello, this is Dylan.
I just have my own camera. Are you a camera person?
Yeah, but I'm more of a graphic designer. But I study filmmaking.
Nice.
I do this on the side.
I do this on the side too.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
We've got a live stream going right here. Let's stream it.
I'm on.
You don't have another cord.
What, power cord.
Oh, I mean like a DC and kick. My batteries are charged. It's fine. I was just wondering.
DC, no.
Yeah, I just figured that out.
Good morning. We're really glad you could come today to Cohort 6. Our 6th class, it's hard to believe, in less than 3 years. I'm not sure the math works, but that's what it is. So we're really excited to have you here today. This hall, Martin Luther King actually presented in it many years ago, so it's a very famous hall, and we're really happy to be here. Thanks for putting up with our logistics, the back and forth. But we've got great logistics for you this morning. I'm going to talk for a few minutes, just kind of as we do, talk overview of what's going on in the industry and why we're doing what we're doing. It's always important to understand our point of view for the decisions that we make. But thank you again for coming. We run multiple events for this class. We started with our launch party. A couple hundred folks showed up for that just to see who the startups would be. They were very rough. If you came to that presentation, they were very rough, and that was intentionally to show kind of where they are and then where they come to. Then we had our investor preview day, probably the best turnout we've ever had with venture capitalists from the likes of NEA and Union Square and Bain. Companies had back-to-back meetings. We had about 20 venture firms show up for that, which is great. And then we had kind of our investor preview evening last night for our investors to kind of get a sense of the companies and a first-hand view. And today we wrap up with Demo Day, where the companies will actually give their pitches. So if I can give you kind of our sense of why we're doing what we're doing, we really believe that design thinking and the focus on the customer really, really matters. It is by far the most important component to what we do. Technology aside, it's important, but if we're not focused on the customer, we're wasting our time. And secondly, as we think about our values, we care a lot about the same values that Parsons espouses, the things like sustainability, moderate consumption, the approach toward the larger planet that we live in and care for. And so we're always looking at everything we invest in with that lens. As we look at our ecosystem, we have two anchors, and we'll talk about them a little bit more, Parsons and Accenture Strategy. They've been very foundational in helping us kind of build this platform. And we have this massive ecosystem, many of you in the room and others who support the startups and are hopefully receiving as much as you're giving. Our goal is that this is a mutual win-win. We do not ask for anything that you cannot receive back on, so we're pretty excited that you can be part of that. The new aspect of what we're doing is we're opening up a growth fund. So our model is a venture fund that supports the entrepreneurs and writes a check. We are invested deeply in the entrepreneurs. And they sit in the lab, and it's a boot camp, and no one will tell you it's an easy experience. We're tough. We're not mean, but we're tough, and we don't hold back because time is of the essence. These startups don't have time. Let's be perfectly candid. They've got X amount of cash that lasts X amount of weeks or months, not years, and they've got to make things happen quickly. And so we create a sense of urgency, not hysteria, but urgency, that it's important to move quickly. And so we are very clear about what we think and believe and what we think they should be working on. They are the CEOs, so we do not actually mandate this or that, but we will actually vote with our investment dollars. And lastly, we're opening up a growth fund. Many of the companies have been successful through the last 5 cohorts, and they've been raising additional rounds of funding, some of them quite large, and we want to have the capacity to follow on and support those companies ongoing. We will not lead any investment. We are a passive investor, so we will not signal that we like this company over this company. We have 55 so far. We love them all equally, right? Sounds like a parent. But in fact, we think of it that way, and any one of them, we make introductions all day long, and we care about them, but we will not lead the investment, but we will support it. So that's underway. If you'd like more information, you can come see me. But we've got an anchor tenant already for that fund, and are pretty excited to launch that. We have new relationships that we've developed. We might have talked about this at launch a little bit, but Wharton, which has kind of become, and no offense to all the HBS or Stanford grads in the room, but it's become kind of the epicenter for brands. If you start looking at the list from Warby Parker, Lola, just keep naming them, Allbirds, they've all come out of Wharton. There's a kind of a mindset and a mantra there, and birds of a feather attract a lot of attention together. And so they've asked us to help co-sponsor with them an executive-only, invite-only, 100 max seat event, no press, no PR, no nothing. It's all off record. Candid conversations about what's going right and what's going wrong in the retail experience and consumer brands. If you are an executive and would like an invitation to that, please see me. We'll be happy to send one to Wharton. They have the final authority in terms of the acceptance. But that said, we actually created the content for them, and we're very excited about what we're building together there. And lastly, on the strategic front, we continue to work with NRF, continue to work with NACDS, and a new relationship with Fashion Tech Forum, which really focuses on the higher end luxury experiences, and we believe that just continues to broaden our horizons. We also have created workshops. We're giving these to our sponsors as a return for their generous support in the areas of the key issues of the day, deeper than a consulting firm would typically take it. We're not trying to compete with consulting firms. We're trying to just give them our point of view based on the research we're doing with all the startups. We see 1,000 startups. We're really deep into the weeds on all these different tech areas, and we care a lot about them, and we will give you a point of view. It also brings an opportunity to bring executives together across different disciplines to actually talk about something that everyone cares about but doesn't quite know what to do with. AI is a great example. It's everywhere, but how do you use it? Where does it actually have real value? And then what are the shortcomings of artificial intelligence? There are many, by the way, and we're happy to kind of share those with you. Our council, the other thing that we're seeing a lot of is, and this is again a point of view that we've had to develop, we bring the startups to large corporations, and they may or may not actually gain traction, not because the technology is not of value. In fact, it's often of great value, 6–10% top line increases. But the organization is not geared toward this kind of adoption methodology. They're used to very big traditional systems implementations or approaches. I mean, for example, legal agreements for any sort of startup today in most corporations is a 30-page master services agreement. Now you ask a startup who's got 2 people and no lawyers how much time they can spend looking at a 30-page master services agreement, which usually stipulates that if you're working on this company, with this company, you cannot work with any other company, on the planet. So there's just a lot of stipulations that just don't really apply to the startup world, and we're trying to help companies, corporations understand that some sort of innovation council, innovation, not body, but definitely not the other side of the coin, which is an organization, which is budgeted, and we're trying to avoid that, creates new methodologies by which you can innovate from inside, you're not wasting a lot of time, you're not wasting R&D dollars, and you move quickly. You get to a point where you're effectively using what we call Scrum methodology, which is technology approaches where you're using a much faster iterative process. We had 400 applications this year. We had them, actually what's interesting is 50% of the cohort is international. I'm sorry, I'll step out of the way. They're actually international, outside the US. It's a first for us, and not just the applications, but actually the acceptances, and we're pretty excited about that. I guess I'm getting some feedback here, sorry. Our focus continues to be in retail and consumer goods. Fashion's got a big component of it. All the traditional buzzwords that we care a lot about. You notice that social media is really small, and rightly so, because we're seeing a lot more effort in the other areas. Again, we're very proud of this, that the cohort continues to sprout. Female CEOs, and 46% of our companies in this class and affiliates have women as the CEOs, and we're pretty excited about that. Again, not a mandate, just naturally happening in our trends. So the trends that we're following, we continue to follow this. You've seen the slide, I'm not going to bore you with it, but it hasn't changed. I wish it had. It hasn't changed. It's still an issue. We're dealing with this constantly. We also see that retailers, the consumers are changing fast, and the retailers and consumers are really getting fed up. The growth in Amazon is not just because of Prime. The growth in Amazon is because of convenience. And retailers simply have not completely understood, in general, that overall trend fast enough. And what we're seeing is a hollowing out of the middle. I shared this slide at launch, but basically we're seeing that the middle market is getting really hammered. Now there's been an uptick in everyone's boat is floating higher right now in terms of the market, and that's been good, but all it's going to take is a recession where discretionary spending starts to get erode, and we're back to really kind of basically using a knife in a gunfight. And so we're really challenged as a group and organizations to ensure that the middle stays and it doesn't get hollowed out. What we're seeing is that a number of companies have lost enormous amounts of market share in the last 5 years, and primarily because of this kind of merchandising look. No offense, but it is just, if you're going to stack it high and let it fly, you go to Amazon. You go to Walmart, you go to any e-commerce platform will give you the same experience. It's what's next, which is what's important. And so we look at scarcity as the new inventory. The off-price retailers do a phenomenal job of scarcity by definition. But now retail is taking, full-price retail is taking a scarcity model to the next level. And the leaders in that space, Supreme and Kith, if you haven't been to those stores, please go. It's just a riot of activity and not a lot of product, and they're proud of it. And they sell out all the time. And then loyalty, as we talked about before, we're continuing to bang this drum. Brandless just raised $400 million with a very loyal product family. And consumers are avid and rabid about the product. It's not just gimmicks. So with the whole notion that you're building a community is super important. Glossier continues to disrupt the beauty industry by building on that 3 million plus followers that really believe in the brand above and beyond the product. And then the American Girl store experience I continue to come back to. Please go if you haven't. It's just insane. A, how busy it is, and B, how many things that are not products are being sold in the store. Whether it's haircuts, having dinner with your lunch with your doll, it doesn't really matter, but they create this level of engagement that is, hard to beat. So our themes, and we're going to talk about them in light of the customers, startups, is store to consumer. We continue to believe that the most important thing that we have available to us is our time, and therefore we care a lot about anything that saves time for the shopping experience. Doesn't mean cuts out experience, but just moves things along as quickly as possible. And two companies you're going to see today, IRL and Virtual Apartment, are really driving that in the sea change of new ways of marketing. We're very excited about those platforms. Stores experience, we continue to hear a lot about, but we want to make sure that there's not a lot of friction in the process. And so Retail Deep is driving that whole next level of personalization with some active installations in China, and now soon to be in London. And personalization is continue to be a drum beat, a drum that we're going to keep beating, and Holy Chow is really driving that in a very interesting space. Voice and text messaging continue to be important. There's a lots of activity. We didn't fund any companies, and we have a great company in Cohort 5 that's doing a lot in that space, Converge. And then in AR AI, Fabulous is doing a great job in taking AI and making the whole shopping experience online much, much easier and better. Then we look at Store's platform. And in that respect, Simplicity and Visual are really changing the game in how a merchant merchandises its products, how quickly they get these products on the shelves, and what is a store of the future. You'd be surprised at their visual and, in fact, how they think about what a store is and what it becomes. And then we look at rentals and services, which still is a very important dynamic of what we're working on, and Reloved and Eat to Explore are companies that we're very close to and support, and they are rethinking the whole notion of store as service. Very early days for both companies, but we're excited to have them present. And lastly, Store's Plant. MyOL has got this really amazing product, which there will be samples for you after the presentation. A really interesting prebiotic agave water that you need to know about. Okay, so what do we do? We take a lot of risk here. I mean, we are so early in these companies that most investors would shy away from them, but we're happy to double down. We believe in the immersion here. We believe in the experience. We believe in the research that we can learn from and grow with, and we share like crazy. And again, we continue to learn from the young, not just of age, but also of attitude. Our founding partners are Parsons and Accenture, which we're very happy they've been continuing to support us on this. The Parsons space has been amazing continually, and our sponsor group is a world-class group of companies that we're really happy to have as part of our overall ecosystem. We don't go shopping for a lot of sponsors. It's not our goal. We work very closely with a few that are strategic in nature. And we have a great advisory council which continues to grow of companies that we do not charge per se for sponsorship, but we expect a level of speed in deployment that's much faster than a corporation normally works. And many of them will work within one meeting and go right to pilot, which is what we're after in many cases. Our team is still world-class and continues to grow wonderfully. I call out Polly, I call out Carly Ann, I call out Susie, among others, who've just done a phenomenal job in helping us really build a great ecosystem here. Without them, this would really not happen. It's that simple. Someone asked me, what do I do? And I say, I stay out of the way as much as possible. So with that, the portfolio companies continue to grow. We've got 5, now 6 classes. We're happy to talk about, we continue to work with all of them at every stage of their life. And we are very excited by the fact that only one, which is not on this list, is out of business. We expect some more will retire. It's just the way life goes, but it continues to grow and thrive. The affiliates and young entrepreneurs, we continue to support companies that are really not ready for what I call full-fledged investment. They're so early and it's not sure that there's a market for it, but we're excited to support them, and E2Explore will be one of those presenting today. We're pretty excited to have them join us. And we have a number of young entrepreneurs that we continue to support, help them grow in the overall startup ecosystem. So with that, I bring Carly Ann on stage, who is the Master of Ceremonies, to conduct the presentations with the startups. Carly Ann?
Hello, everyone. My name is Carly Ann Burgess, and I am the director of XRC Labs. So I'd like to thank you all for being here again to celebrate our amazing Cohort 6 founders. So they've all had an intense 12-week program, and they've made a tremendous amount of progress. And I know they're really excited to tell you more about their stories and the strides they've made. So I'm going to kick things off and invite Simplista onto the stage. So Simplista automates the supply chain management process, enabling retailers to get new products on shelves in a matter of days instead of months. So let's hear more about Simplista from the founder and CEO, Evan Silva.
Hello, my name is Evan Silver, and I'm the founder and CEO of Simplista. Simplista's next generation product listing platform gets new items from suppliers to the shelf, not in months, not in weeks, but instead days. This gives retailers more time to sell their higher margin products that contribute most to their bottom line. Let's meet Tyler, a millennial grocery shopper who wants his new probiotic shake and will leave a store to go to another chain or another website to get it now. Let's meet Paula, the chief merchandising officer at a national grocer who's missed her sales targets again. In the grocery business, new products mean everything. They generate 5 to 10% greater margins than other goods. Now, it takes several thousand data attributes and teams of people to collect all the necessary product information to get a single product to the shelf. Let's take, for example, a simple bottle of ketchup. It takes upwards of 2,400 data attributes that move from the supplier over through 7 divisions in a retailer, crossing approximately 30 human touch points. Now consider this, Paula's team is tasked to onboard several 100,000 new products a year. They're just simply not keeping up. With millions to billions of product attributes, automation is the only way to manage this. Enter Simplista, the next generation cloud-based listing platform that gets new items from the suppliers into the retailer's ecosystems in days. Let me show you how this works. Step 1, we pull product information from any source directly into the platform. This step alone saves several weeks. Step 2, we carefully then translate that data so the retailer can understand it and then move it to the right areas within the retailer. This step today is being managed by hundreds of people. And then step 3, we then publish that accurate listing directly to the retailer's back-end system, all in real time. Another crucial component that we manage are product changes through our pre-built functionality. Simplista makes it possible for Paula to sell more new products year over year, increasing her margins and realizing perpetual bottom line gains. Simplista also helps Tyler find those new and exciting products when he wants it and where he gets it. So he doesn't have to look anywhere else. Simplista's customer Loblaw, Canada's largest national retailer with $45 billion in top-line sales. Our solution manages 7,000 of their suppliers, 100,000 new products, and millions of product attributes. We are their single and only gateway for new product introductions and product changes. We took their listing time from several weeks to a few days. That has translated into almost $13 million in annual profit. Simplista is also co-selling with Microsoft as a certified partner to develop retail awareness. Simplista's big idea, to get new products to the market faster to meet global consumer demand. Our vision is twofold. Standardized listing right across the industry, and to enable new product discovery, give suppliers additional channels to sell those new products. Our immediate and addressable market is $1 billion. Our focus is on grocery, then pharmaceutical, and then general merchandising. Now, a little bit about the team. I built a 30-person IT consulting company, and this is where we solved the listing problem at Loblaw. I have then gone out to develop a cloud-based, highly scalable solution for all SKU-intensive retailers, both bricks and clicks. Peter, my chief architect, and his team of engineers have worked tirelessly over the past 15 months to bring the platform to the market. And Bruce, former CIO and EVP IT at Loblaw, is a key advisor. Our customer pipeline is strong, and I'm pleased to announce that we are in the final round of discussions with the largest global retailer to be our next adopter. I'd love to continue this discussion afterwards and tell you more about Simplista. We are Simplista, product listing simplified. Thank you for listening.
Up next is Virtual Apt. Virtual Apt creates immersive 360 videos that bring the physical space online. I'd like to invite Brian Colin, the founder and CEO, to tell you more about Virtual Apt.
Hi, my name is Brian Colin. I'm co-founder and CEO of Virtual Apt. We build robots that create moving, guided, 360-degree video. And we use autonomous robots for the content creation, and in post-production, we're using machine learning and AI to improve the process and the speed of being able to turn it around. We invented a new way to be able to browse, tour, lease space, lease homes, lease buildings. We've created a way to tour hotels and a way to shop online, to connect more than just pictures, to put yourself in a physical store. Meet Greg, landlord. He has a brand new, beautiful building, some major city. This one's in New Jersey. He's built this thing, and now he has to lease it out. And right now, he spent all this money, spending a ton on advertising, and he's leasing 20 units a month. He needs 40 to meet the debt covenants and to be able to scale, to be able to build his next building. And from a tenant point of view, when you look outside, there's a whole lot of really nice buildings. And there's a whole lot of pictures online. And it would be great to be able to get the experience of touring this from the comfort of our home, to be able to decide if this is the building that we want, or if it's one of the many other options that are out there. Greg meets Virtual Apt. He sees on a mobile device a Virtual Apt tour, and he's able to get the guided tour from home. And he says, this is the same experience as going to my leasing person who's there from just 9 to 5. And he says, how long does it take? How much does it cost? He finds out it can be up on his site within 4 days. He wants to move forward. And it's something that people enjoy from the comfort of their home, to be able to experience and say, you know what, I'm gonna take this as my first look, because it is a better way. Here's how it works. We build the robots, we send a robot operator to the location. We do the editing in-house with our experts using auto-produce, and we share it online. We've been able to automate the system to be able to scale globally. Here's an example of how it will look. So this is a building we did for CBRE, but when somebody's watching it, they can look up at the ceilings, they can see the wall, and somebody's talking to you and saying, now we walk through the main walkway. Here's an example of interactivity that we can get within video, and you'll see the difference between interactive video, regular video, and photos. So now when we're looking around a luxury brownstone and we want to go to a different floor plan, we can choose our own path. We can click within video. And the applications for this go beyond real estate and brownstones. They go to shopping. So now we're in a store, we're listening to some music, we're hanging around, we can look around, we can go to the shop menu, or we can click and go to different sections that we want to go explore and have our own VIP concierge, have somebody tell us the different products, because, hey, some things need an explanation. We need to understand what's there. We want to know the difference between this product and that one. And we've had substantial success for our clients. So we've been able to really extend the time that people spend on their site and increase the conversion significantly. The most telling number is the reduced days on market for real estate, because that's a forward-looking thing. So when we're able to reduce days on market by 67%, we're increasing the net asset value of the building significantly. So we're able to increase occupancy, and we're able to do it at a very reasonable price so that they're getting value from our technology. We do have 15 unique algorithms and a substantial IP portfolio pending. So this is something that we created, and we're one of one in the moving guided 360 space. Our clients are very happy with us. We have over 40 clients, and we're growing with most of the large global. They all seem to be very interested. Greg wasn't a hypothetical. He owns a building in Jersey City. Using Virtual App, they went from 20 units a month to 68. They were able to increase pricing per unit. They were able to cut concessions in half. And they were able to lease out the building faster than expected. Alliance, we did a 5-building project with them so far. Their occupancy went from mid-90s to over 99% in 2 months. So they're getting a substantial value from the building. The big idea is that it's a better way to be able to connect tenants and landlords. It's a better way to view property. It's a new, more interesting way to shop online, to tour hotels, to view event space for your wedding. We know there's a shift in experiential retail in store, but then you go to the website and it's just nice looking pictures. We really know that when you need a salesperson, you want to have a great salesperson. And to be able to have a great sales presenter to tell the story, to give the presentation of different products as something that's on a website is the future. Here's the market size for just real estate alone from vacancy. Okay? This is the fat that needs to be cut. Okay? From just residential, there's not this oversupply in the country. There's not this oversupply of commercial units. There's just a disconnect because what's out there is the bait and switch of pictures. And it takes a long time to look at places and we can't find what we want to buy. So my background is business. I was a Wall Street guy. I've had several small successful businesses. My co-founder Filippo runs the technology side. We're 15 people, primarily engineers and scientists, and we're growing quite quickly. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Brian. All right, up next is Fabulous. So Fabulous is improving the current manual tagging product system by leveraging computer vision. Their solution enhances the online experience for customers. Up next is Vishal, and he'll tell you more about how Fabulous works.
Hello everyone, I am Vishal, co-founder of Fabulist. Our technology improves retailer search by generating relevant metadata from their product images. Meet Emma. She is working woman going for vacation. Due to her busy schedule, she shops online. She goes to gap.com and searches casual sundress, and what she gets is a baby growth. She leaves gap.com frustrated and goes to Amazon. At the Gap, Jason, the catalog manager, is frustrated why 60% of the consumer are abandoning website at search results page. He has been scratching his head for quite some time now how to make their catalog smart to handle search query like these. The problem is the current process of adding metadata is manual. It is slow and costly, and they are able to add only very small data set which cannot improve the search. Enter Fabulist. What we do, we have artificial intelligence platform that looks into product images and add relevant metadata. We add twice the number of tags from manual process. On top of basic attributes like sleeve details and neckline, we add trendy and style tags like bohemian, summer, and brunch. Our technology runs 24/7 to add relevant metadata. We keep our platform up to date from latest market trend by mining tags from Instagram, Pinterest, and fashion blogs. Currently, billions of searches are happening across website on inspirational themes, and 84% of these websites are not showing relevant search. We help brand and retailers to be able to give the same ability as of Amazon. And we are ensuring that a consumer can search and shop online for their wildest inspiration in a matter of clicks. Currently, we serve 8 categories and we process about 100,000 images a day. Our pipeline to be able to process 1 million images across 30 categories in apparel, accessories, and home decor. Our technology works. We launched with 2 of the largest fashion e-commerce in India. At Myntra, we have increased 10% top-line revenue by increasing 30% click-through rate on their search results page. At Flipkart, which was recently bought by Walmart, we are improving their cataloging process, and we are decreasing the time of upload of catalog from 1 week to real time. The fashion retail market of US is $70 billion, and our addressable opportunity is $350 million, and it will increase to $1 billion just by adding home categories. Our team is 4 co-founders, and we bring world-class expertise in artificial intelligence, product development, and business development. Komal, Vikas, and I have been working together for more than 6 years at Microsoft and our last startup, Doctor.ai, which we founded in 2014 and successfully exited in 2015. We started Fabulist because of our passion for AI and understanding of the consumer mindset. Yeah. We are excited to announce that we are opening a US subsidiary and raising an investment round. If you're a brand, retailer, or investor, please find me after. We are Fabulist. Freedom from manual tagging. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Up next is Reloved. Reloved is a peer-to-peer marketplace that provides an easy way for parents to swap high-quality kids' clothes. Let's learn more about Reloved from founder and CEO, Haley Lieberman.
Good morning. My name is Haley Lieberman, and I'm the founder of Reloved. Reloved is the next-gen marketplace for quality secondhand kids' clothes at the greatest value without ever exchanging money. Parents spend so much on their kids' clothes, but then they rapidly outgrow them. What a waste of product and cash. We are here to change that. Meet Allie, a mom of 2 young kids. She has piles of outgrown kids' clothes, but no economical solution for them. She knows that resale generates pennies on the dollar, so it's just not worth it to her. So her clothes sit in those piles, and she feels guilty about all of this waste in a world of limited resources. Meanwhile, Betsy, who lives just across town, has kids that need more clothes. But Betsy doesn't want to shop retail, and she knows that resale has its problems. For one, it's just too costly in this fast fashion marketplace. It's just too costly in this fast fashion market. Consignment stores are musty and disorganized, and she doesn't trust shopping secondhand from strangers. And while Betsy, like all parents, loves a good hand-me-down bundle, she doesn't have the time to wait for it, and she doesn't have the patience to sift through it to find that needle in the haystack. Allie and Betsy can be the solution to one another's problem, if only they were connected. So meet Reloved, the next-gen platform for secondhand clothing that is points-based and cashless, completely social media integrated. We are helping parents like Allie and Betsy connect with one another and harness the idle value in those piles and turn those piles into valuable currency for their children's next wardrobe. Reloving is easy. At a low monthly rate, members upload photos of their clothes. Those clothes then are evaluated and become digital points that go into their wallet. That wallet they then shop from. They get their next clothes from Reloved by either meeting up in person or through shipping. Reloved is unique because we customize the secondhand shopping experience. Users can choose to shop hyperlocal or nationwide. And because we're social media integrated, users can also choose to shop the closets of their friends, of their community, or nationwide. Reloved is currently in beta. We began as a Facebook group that garnered nearly 500 users in just less than 3 weeks. We then moved onto a small private group on Instagram, which had over 90% repeat engagement over the course of the summer and early fall. We took those learnings to launch our first pilot, which actually just launched yesterday, on our live site. We have nearly 100 moms from just 3 zip codes in Connecticut waiting to be a part of Reloved. This shows just how necessary a cashlit marketplace is for quality secondhand kids' clothing. Reloved is reimagining resale. We are starting with kids' clothes, but that's only just the beginning. We envision Reloved being the sustainable solution to closing the loop on this cycle of buy, wear, and toss that is so rampant within our culture. And we are poised to be the first secondhand marketplace that delivers goods for fair value, all within a trusted community. Reloved is at the forefront of converging market trends, sustainability, the sharing economy, and the rise in resale. We have nearly 25 million households with children under the age of 7 alone. And at a low annual fee, we are looking at a $3 billion annual opportunity within a $70 million children's apparel market. I have over 15 years of senior leadership roles as a stylist and costume designer for organizations such as the Metropolitan Opera, Condé Nast, CBS, and NBC's Olympics. I'm also a proud faculty member at major universities on the East Coast where I teach textile sustainability. And I'm the mother of twins, so I see firsthand how necessary a platform like this really is. Luis Mendez specializes in innovation at Vistaprint, and he is my head of product. And Ellen Greenwald, my CMO, has held senior leadership positions as CMO and SVP at Gerwich and at Estee Lauder. So parents and friends, join us as we reimagine the next secondhand marketplace. It's not retail, it's not resale, it's reloved. Thank you.
Thank you, Haley. Next up is Eat to Explore. Eat to Explore provides a culinary experience that enables families to explore the world right in their own kitchen. Let's invite Rowena Shera, the founder and CEO of Eat to Explore, to learn more.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Rowena Shera. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Eat to Explore, a family culinary experience. We want to bring quality family life back into your life, quality family time back into your life, by exploring the world in your own kitchen. First, let's meet the Habercorns. Danielle and Michael, both working parents with 3 lovely boys. Life is busy for the Habercorns, and come weekend, they just want to relax and spend quality time with their 3 boys. And like all parents, they want their children to eat well, to learn life skills, and to be good global citizens. And Danielle and Michael on weekends want a little break from email, phone calls, and technology in general. On average, American adults and children are spending 6 to 12 hours a day on technology. The Habercorns need Eat to Explore. Eat to Explore is a tech-free learning experience for families to learn different culture, to cook different world cuisine, and dine together, all in a fun family activity. For $20 to $25, Habercorns can buy a country, a continent, or the world on a website, and no subscription required. The simplicity of our recipes makes it less clutter on your cabinets because we combine ingredients into the spices and sauces. And this hard-to-find spices and sauces makes it easy for them to try different world cuisine. And once a month, they'll get a new country box where there will be 3 recipes of the country, our essential spices and sauces, a shopping list for fresh ingredients, educational materials, as well as fun collectible toys and cooking tools for the children. Our recipes are tested and catered for both adults and children. The ingredients of our spices and sauces pass the Whole Food Clean Label list, and our educational materials are created by our resident educator who has PhD in education. The magic of Eat to Explore is the wonderful memories, family memories that you are unlocking. We make it easy for you to cook and explore the world in your own kitchen as a family. Studies have shown that sharing a meal together as a family strengthens communications as well as encourages healthy eating habits. exploring different cuisine also expand kids' palate. And as you all know, home economics are no longer part of core curriculum at school, and so hands-on learning at home on cooking is even more important in today's world. For our fulfillment process, we use an optimizing algorithm to figure out the most requested country boxes each month so that we could efficiently and cost-effectively produce those boxes. And all our boxes is currently fulfilled at a commercial kitchen in Southern Bronx that's owned by a woman not-for-profit organization. So when the Habercorns selected Explore Asia as a continent, they ordered 4 countries: Japan, China, India, and Singapore. And every month there will be a new country coming to their home. They can cook on every weekend or whenever they want. And if they like their specific recipes, they can repeat it again by buying the spices and sauces online. In terms of sales, we are exploring all channels. Our e-commerce and social media marketing are active. We are listing our products, our boxes on Amazon next month. We are talking to partner with specialty stores, online grocery stores, as well as schools and homeschool communities. The pins on this map shows all the customers and influencers who love us. As you can see, it shows a high level of interest across America for a product like us. In terms of market size, we think just on the homeschool community alone, which is a small subset of our target customers, there are almost 600 million in market size. And when we expand, well, internationally, there are 126 million families worldwide who could be our target customers. And that represents almost 46 billion in market size. Lastly, Eat to Explore would not have happened without our dedicated team. My background is in finance and culinary education. My partner Tinka has deep retail sales and startup experience. Jake has finance and startup experience. And Jennifer, our resident educator, actually specializes in online homeschool education. At Eat to Explore, we want you to have great food, great culture, and create great memories. So please come and join us. Explore the world in your own kitchen. We would love to show you our boxes after the presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rowena. Next up is Holy Chow. So Holy Chow is an on-demand dog food manufacturing and distribution company that customizes dog food according to your dog's health profile. So let's hear more about Holy Chow from founder and CEO David Kovacs.
Thank you, Carly. Hello, my name is David Kovacs, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Holy Chow. Holy Chow produces next-gen dog food customized one-to-one to meet every dog's nutritional needs. Meet Bandit. Bandit doesn't have a care in the world. He's loved and cared for by his best friend. And as we all know, Bandit isn't just special, he's one of a kind. Meet Wes. Wes wants to make sure that Bandit lives a long, happy, healthy, and active life. Now, Wes has noticed that Bandit's been a little different lately, and he's not sure why. And unfortunately, Bandit cannot tell Wes what he needs. Sadly, Wes knows that 1 in 4 dogs will get cancer. He knows that half of all dogs over the age of 10 will get cancer. He knows that cancer, gastrointestinal disease, and metabolic disease are the leading causes of pet death. Wes understands how important nutrition is, but is at a loss as to what is best for Bandit. There's dry food, there's wet food, There's grain-free, raw, toppers, treats, supplements, but what is best for Bandit? Enter Holy Chow, your digital veterinary nutritionist. We take the physical and biological information from our dogs and create a one-to-one customized formulation of dog food. We will take Bandit's physical condition information and the results from his most recent blood test to yield a customized nutritional formula of food plus topper that will perfectly meet Bandit's nutritional needs. All Wes needs to do is subscribe, and the food is delivered every month. Here's how easy it is. Wes goes to holychow.com and completes the profile. He tells us about Bandit. He tells us that Bandit's a 3-year-old multi-Shih Tzu mix who's very active but could still lose a little weight, and that sometimes he has tummy troubles. Wes also submits his most recent blood test to increase the accuracy of the formulation. Holy Chow does the rest. Wes picks out Bandit's favorite protein and places his order. Millennials are the largest generation of dog owners in the US. They care about personalization and transparency. They humanize their pets, and they love subscriptions. Holy Chow capitalizes on all of these trends as the only customized dog food on the market. Our vision is to become the #1 trusted name in brand in pet wellness. Our direct-to-consumer sales model will enable us to gather data that will be unmatched by any of our competitors. This will allow us to intelligently expand our product line into such areas as treats, supplements, and toppers. We are currently in the middle of a product development and are targeted to launch in January of 2019. Initial feedback from our pet parents has been strongly positive, and I would encourage all pet parents in the audience to go to holychow.com and sign up to see when it will be available in your area. Better yet, come find us in the courtyard after the presentation, show us pictures of your pup, and we'll sign you up today. There are 90 million dogs in the United States, representing a $22 billion market in dog food, the fastest growing segment of which is the premium market, which is currently a $12 billion segment. Now, no great company is complete without a great team. You've already met my co-founder, Bandit's dad, Wesley Chang. Wes and I have been working together for the past 6 years across 2 companies selling mobile app solutions to retailers. At our most recent company, GP Shopper, I was the SVP of Sales and Business Development, and Wes was the VP of Sales. Together, we built the company exited in 2017 to Synchrony Financial. Motivated by our love of pets and our desire to be entrepreneurs together, we founded Holy Chow. Joining us is Dr. Lindsay Bullen, our SVP of Product. Lindsay is a practicing vet nutritionist, a diplomate of the American College of Veterinary Nutrition, and a doctor of veterinary medicine. We named our company Holy Chow to reflect our holistic approach to pet nutrition. We're the only solution on the market that takes biological information along with age, breed, and condition-specific data to craft a custom nutritional protocol on a commercial scale. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Next up is Retail Deep. Retail Deep helps retailers identify their most valuable customers by aggregating facial recognition, POS, and CRM data. Let's learn more from the CEO and co-founder of Retail Deep, Hai Hu.
Thanks, Kaya. Good morning! We need some coffee? Just kidding. Hello, my name is Hai Hu, CEO and co-founder of Retail Deep. We bring personalization to stores with facial recognition. What we offer is a platform that integrates facial recognition into all the backend data you have on your customers to help you recognize, engage, and monetize your best customers. With a turnkey solution costing less than $1,000 per store, we tell you seconds after customer walk into any of your locations who they are, what they've and recommend what they should buy today. Meet Claire. She's a marketing executive and loves shopping at his high-end luxury brand. In fact, she visits the store every month and spends thousands a year. Despite all that, each time she walks into the store, nobody seems to recognize her. Associates doesn't even know what she's owned and keep recommending stuff he's already bought. Now let's take a look at Haley, the store manager. Haley is missing her monthly targets because customers are moving online in droves. In fact, even for the people who did show up in the stores, 70% of them walked out without buying or touching anything. Haley has no clue who her customers are or what the in-store journey looks like. Claire wants personalization, and Haley needs insight of their in-store funnel. Enter Retail Deep. We integrate existing facial recognition services from Microsoft Face++ into retailers' whole backend stack, POS, CRM, e-commerce. And in seconds after customer walk in, we inform associates on actionable insights, including customer name, purchase record, preferences, and more. So how it works is like this. A customer can opt in to be recognized by just submitting a selfie in-store or online. Usually happens when you sign up for a loyalty program. Then, when you walk into any of the locations, associate will receive a message on their phone or earpiece or a POS pop-up on the actionable insights we talked about. To show you how it works, we'll make a short video on a real-life pilot in Midtown Manhattan. So customer walks in, and they interact, bought a Rolex, take a selfie. A few days later,
returning customer Tarek marked as VIP. Last visit was a few seconds ago on Global Watch.
and also, if you're not by the POS, you get a mobile notification. So you always know when to go out of the backstage and greet your best customers. Despite all the buzz in media on retail apocalypse, 90% of retail transactions happens in stores. However, customers are not experiencing the same personalized experience they have on Amazon because retailer doesn't know who's in their store. That's why Accenture recorded 83% of consumers are willing to share their personal data in exchange of individualized offers and deals. Our vision is through facial recognition, retailers can rebuild their personal touch with customers for better loyalty and sales. The secret sauce of our solution is it does not require any special hardware. It runs on any Android phone, turning it into a face scanner, basically. And our solution costs less than $1,000 per store, and minutes to install, as well as less than $100 per device per month. This is 5 to 10 times lower than anything on the market, which is still lower than a decent people counter. So even the customer doesn't opt in, we will still be able to provide you, traffic information that's not before available, like repeats, duration, exclusion of staff, and sentiment, how happy they are in your stores. Right now, we are piloting in 23 stores at 12 cities, and our largest customer in China, we are helping them recognize over 1,000 VIPs every day across 15 stores in 8 cities. We observed a 5 to 8% increase of in-store conversion rate through our pilot. We will start at luxury and jewelry in US with 35,000 stores and quickly follow up by 150,000 stores in fashion and apparel. The team's strong background in Chinese market opens up another 300,000 stores, which give us a 400 million annual immediately addressable market just for this initial market segment. And also think about hospitality and entertainment. But I want to stress on the timing. Why now? We are at the dawn of a post-iPhone 10 era, where the world's largest technology company took a bet on facial recognition. With the launch of the new iPhone XS series, half of North America's population will be unlocking your phones with your face. Apparently, customers are getting more used to this, and we see this as a turning point for Retail Deep to enter the market. Myself and my co-founder, both PhDs, spent 15 years doing research in machine learning and computer science, published 30 papers together, and in 2017, we were commissioned to build China's first Amazon Go-like store with facial recognition. While recognizing the huge value and opportunity of applying facial recognition to a retail environment, we experienced tremendous challenges which retailers will face trying to implement this themselves. So we set up and built Retail Deep, a turnkey solution meant to be installed by retailers themselves in minutes. We're very excited to announce that we are going to pilot with the world's leading beauty brand in their Prime store in UK. And at the same time, in very advanced talks with the top luxury mall in US, in Los Angeles. And just as yesterday, after confirmation that we are going to pilot at the largest nightclub in Guangzhou, China. So, this is Retail Deep. We help retailers bring personalization to stores. To learn more, we set up a simple demo in the courtyard. Feel free to join us to see how it works. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hai. Up next is Visual. Visual is a data-driven marketplace that monetizes vacant storefront windows through eye-level advertising campaigns. Let's learn more about Visual from founder and CEO, Kobe Wu.
I'm very right-handed. Good morning, everybody. My name is Kobe Wu. I'm the founder and CEO of Visual Technologies, a marketplace innovation that leverages the vacant storefronts in your town, USA, optimizing them with money and opening up programmatic media and hidden in a format that's never been seen before. We take vacant storefront windows, put a great big pretty picture in them, but on top of that, we're providing metrics that matter. We're also giving landlords money during their downtime, and we're able to look at programmatic media in a whole new way. These are the people that need to use us most. Meet Rachel. She works for your favorite big brand, let's call it Nike. She does the advertising buying for Nike on a regular basis, but she's frustrated because most of the forms of advertising that she currently uses is diluting her brand equity, and frankly, she's not even able to measure whether or not her consumers are engaging. That's Chris. He works for a top real estate firm here in New York City. He's got lots of vacancies, and they're lasting for longer periods of time. Keep in mind, during that period, he's making no money. The landscape of real estate is rampant with vacancies. If you look even in our town of New York, our favorite neighborhood, Soho, for instance, we're teetering at 25% vacancy rate. Across the country, that's 10%. So we are more than twice the national vacancy rate, and most of that's happening across the country. Those vacancies are lasting for 18 to 24 months and sometimes 3 years. That's a 9.2% deficit or loss of revenue that's just not being realized. On the advertising side, the formats of advertising are just not cutting it. Impressions aren't enough. Advertisers really need to be able to measure engagement. What does that mean? What we're doing is we're taking vacant storefront windows, putting advertising in them, and we're making it accessible in a very unique way. The marketplace is user-friendly. You got a window, put it up here. You need a window, license it here. It's just that simple. Once you deliver your creative to us, we take care of the rest. But we're counting analytics the entire time, and we're able to tell you who's walking by, how long, if they're looking, how long they're looking, if you're a man or a woman, if approximate age, and we can tell you how if it's growing into another level. It's a very simple process. You target your consumers already. Landlords have listed their locations onto the platform, and we make it easy for an advertiser to find those locations in our marketplace. The data is collected by every campaign that's in window. Sensors are directly behind the creative, and it's counting the metrics in real time. But what's more, the aggregate of data is becoming a defensible moat that no other format of out-of-home currently provides. And as we look into digital displays, we're even making that more scalable. Let's take a look. So right now, we're doing storefronts. The network and our path to growth is looking at storefront windows and matching them with brands that are in window. The data aggregate is becoming more informative for brands to be able to figure out where they want to be to begin with, as well as being able to report on their effectiveness. That's the future of programmatic media, and our landscape of placements make that accessible. All right. We've had some great successes, and it's my little brag page. We're currently in 2 markets, New York and Los Angeles. About a dozen of our 70 properties are in LA. We've got brands that are the best of the best and the most popular in the world. Our first campaign was with Apple Music. Yay. We then went into Kellogg's Rice Krispies, totally different category. This year, we hit the ground running in fashion, playing with the CFDA, and Celine and Burberry are currently in window. Couldn't be happier. We're looking at future industries very quickly. In the first quarter, I'm hoping to hit the ground with sports and entertainment, consumer products, and the like. On the real estate side, we're playing with the biggest players in the game. And I have a couple of announcements at the end of the presentation to share with you. All right, market size. Outdoor advertising is an $8.4 billion industry. Significant. The industries that I just discussed make up about $5.1 billion in revenue. The same industries in digital make up about $49.5 billion. The rise of programmatic sits in digital. We're able to be a part of that placement, and we're looking at the landscape of storefront windows across the country that total in our top 10 advertising markets make up about 50,000 properties. 12,000 of those are about in our sweet spot, and we are looking at a $6.3 billion revenue opportunity. All right, I come from 18 years of marketing. Yes, I started when I was 2 years old. I've worked across many different categories, spirits, sneakers, airlines, cable network television, and I have the insights around what makes consumers, or what makes brands tick. They want to connect with their consumers. Kevin Tung is my partner. He is an angel investor, has enjoyed a couple of exits, and it helps me on the operational side. So today, my announcement is that I am going to be working with Acadia Realty. They're giving us our New York portfolio with the opportunity of looking at Chicago. Yes! Thank you. Thanks so much. And it'll hopefully help us meet our goals of getting to 4 markets by the end of next year and 10 by the end of 2020. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Kobe. Up next is MyOL. MyOL is a new low-calorie, low-sugar, yet high-functioning beverage. I'd like to invite the founder and CEO, Oliver Shuttlesworth, to tell us more about the benefits of drinking MyOL.
Hello, my name is Oliver Shuttlesworth, and I am the founder of MayaWell, the first prebiotic agave water on the market, which also features a globally patented active ingredient. Our brand is inspired by the goddess of the agave, Mayahuel. Our brand is born out of the rich culture of Mexico, and we intend to bring that vibrancy to shelves across America. Let's meet Grace. Like you and me, her food and beverage choices are an important part of her overall health and wellness. But recently, Grace has struggled to find a beverage that gives her everything she wants. She doesn't like the high sugar content of fresh pressed juice. She's put off by the vinegary taste and the funky mother of kombucha. And she really wishes that sparkling water had some nutritional value. Like Grace, American consumers are increasingly looking for ways to bolster their health and wellness naturally. So allow me to introduce you to MayaWell, a sparkling prebiotic agave water. It has everything that Grace has been looking for. It's low calorie, low sugar, and naturally sweetened. A single serving has 15% of the daily recommended value of dietary fiber. But what are prebiotics and why are they so important? Quite simply, probiotics and other bacteria must be fed in order to survive and thrive. If not, they simply wither and die. And so all those kombuchas that you've struggled so hard to put down will have been in vain. But it doesn't have to be that way. Think of prebiotics as incubators. They help grow and nourish gut bacteria. In fact, our patented ingredient has been clinically proven to retain up to 60% of healthy gut bacteria. And this is critical because our gut is often referred to as our second brain. It controls digestion, the immune system, and even brain function. At MayaWell, we have created a patented process of enrichment that allows us to pass undigested prebiotic fiber through to the gut where it creates a flourishing intestine. It's the result of more than 4 years of research, and our findings have been supported by the Royal Society of Chemistry. Now that may sound complex, but the result is decidedly simple. MayaWell products are non-GMO, vegan, and organic, meaning that you can trust that what you're putting into your body is just what nature intended. We know that there is an enormous market for our products in the USA, and we are prepared to launch in the Southwest region in Q1 of 2019 with select retail partners. The convergence of the wellness, millennial, and Mexican heritage markets make Texas the ideal place to establish a beachhead before we expand distribution nationally. Prior to starting MayaWell, I founded 2 successful consumer brands. I've built relationships with Urban Outfitters and Whole Foods, and I grew my first business from out of my apartment into an internationally distributed brand that reached 15 countries across 4 continents. My co-founder and COO, Vicente Reyes, has more than 20 years of experience working with agave in Mexico. He was an early pioneer of the mezcal industry, and he sold his brand to a major conglomerate in 2009. Since that time, he has devoted himself to researching the health benefits of agave and to creating positive social impact for agave farmers in Oaxaca. Today, I am excited to announce that longtime industry exec Pedro Herran has joined our team as a key advisor. Most recently, Pedro served as president of Latin American Beverages for Dr. Pepper Snapple and will be working closely with us moving forward. We are MayaWell, and we are here to deliver a healthier, happier gut, and I invite you to enjoy some of our samples in the lobby following reception. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Oliver. And last but not least, to close us out today is IRL. IRL is a product distribution platform that allows customers to experience new product in the most contextually relevant way. Let's learn more about IRL from founder and co-founder and CEO, Genevieve Liston.
Hello, my name is Jen Liston and I'm the CEO and co-founder of IRL. At IRL, we're reimagining the try before you buy experience, and we're doing it in a way that is unapologetically analog. We're helping brands to meet you on your terms in the places where you spend your time, and we're doing it in real life. So first, let's meet Joe. Joe is a busy professional planning a weekend away with his friends. Despite being a very fussy sleeper, he's been sleeping on his old, saggy college mattress for the last couple of months. It's starting to affect his back, and he's been meaning to get to a store to try a new one. But like many of us, just hasn't been able to find the time. In an office across town, we meet Jane. Jane is an ambitious marketing manager for a direct-to-consumer mattress brand. Recently, she's found the channels that once worked for her, Google, Facebook, Instagram, are now costing a lot more to achieve the same results. Diminishing ROI means that Jane is feeling the heat from her boss. And finally, we meet Beth. Beth is an Airbnb property manager who looks after 50 properties in the San Diego region. Over the last 3 years, she's noticed that guests are getting more demanding and harder with their ratings. Essentially, they're expecting a hotel experience for Airbnb prices. Enter IRL, a single solution that makes it not only possible, but entirely seamless for brands to reach consumers in places like Airbnb, WeWork, and co-working spaces. So now, rather than arriving at a lackluster apartment with an empty fridge, Joe is greeted with a 6-pack of beers. Along with the 6-pack of beers is a welcome note and a voucher offering a discount on his next purchase. That night, Joe heads off to bed and has the best sleep of his life. Not just because he's on vacation, but because the bed is fitted with the latest memory foam mattress. The next morning, he wakes up, his back has never felt better. He saves the voucher into his Apple wallet, $150 off his next purchase, and on his way. Thanks to IRL, Joe was able to discover great new products that he actually needed without having to divert from his vacation. Jane was able to reach real consumers and convert them into actual sales. And Beth was able to provide a world-class experience that is sure to get 5 stars. Our proprietary algorithm helps brands to connect with consumers and identify the places where they're most likely to be. Hosts are notified once a campaign is created that matches the wants and needs of their target audience. Once they opt in, brands can watch in real time as consumers interact with their products, either purchasing or doing reviews. All of this is taken care of in a single platform that tracks, measures, and reports, IRL. We're really excited about a lot of things that we're doing at IRL, but what most excites us is our traction so far. We've worked with 15,000 Airbnb properties to distribute 100,000 products with some of the world's top brands. And what's most exciting about this is that all the brands we've worked with pretty much have come back for a second, third, or fourth campaign. So why does IRL exist? Well, you, me, we're bombarded with 5,000 ads per day, and brands are lucky if we maybe see 5. We're really motivated by the disconnect of where brands are spending their marketing budget and where you're spending your time. And so we think by placing those products in the environments where you actually spend your time, gym, vacation, work, we're not only able to reimagine the product discovery experience, we're also able to convert potential customers into raving fans. So the timing couldn't be better for us. We're seeing exponential growth in e-commerce, and at the same time there's this vibrant viral growth coming through the sharing economy. Last year, $10.2 billion went through pop-up store sales, which just demonstrates the need for brands to get physical in order to sustain growth. Before starting IRL, I headed up partnerships at rideshare companies like Uber. It was in doing this that I realised the brand's need for new distribution channels. My co-founder, Josh Howard, was most recently employee number 1 at AdTech Business, which is scaled to 7 countries. And our head technology lead, Rami Bhattar, was most recently CTO at Goop and at Standard Hotel, and was previously at YouTube and Google. So what is the big reveal? Well, we are super excited to announce today that we are fully launched in New York with some top brands including Purple, Treasury Wine Estate, Hydrodol, and a Cohort coffee brand, plus Dirty Lemon. Not only that, we're working with lots of short-term rental places and have some campaigns going live soon with WeWork and Rideshare Helicopter Lounge Blade. So what does the future look like for us? Well, we're creating a world for frictionless marketing and distribution. A world where you'll be able to discover great new products wherever you are. You'll be able to find them, try them, buy them, and have them delivered to your door before you even get home. It is this that motivates us every single day. Because the way that we see it, there's digital, and then there's retail, and then in between all that, there's real life. And that's where you'll find us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Let's give another round of applause for Cohort 6. I'd like to thank everyone once again for joining us today and celebrating these amazing founders. Special thank you to the XRC team for an amazing job in helping to pull this all together and for all the work that they've done with these founders over the past 12 weeks. And another special thanks to our sponsors and mentors who've been great guides to these founders over the course of the program. Now I'd like to invite everyone to exit through this side entrance, or exit, out into the courtyard and meet the founders up close in person and learn more about their solutions. Thank you.
Hey, you guys need my phone?